After managing to lose her diet plan not once, not twice, but 4 different times, Seana's episode from My 600 Pound Life is not only one of the most infuriating ever aired, but honestly, one of the most hopeless. And with Seana being just 22 years old, her immaturity is on show for the entire episode, alongside her massive food addiction.
I don't want to live this way because I hate this body. It's just too big to be normal. And it keeps me from being able to do a lot. So I feel like I'm trapped most of the time because of how hard it is to move and get around. It's hard to walk. It's hard to be able to stand for more than like 2 minutes at a time. And that time gets less as I get bigger and it hurts quicker. So I'm losing my ability to move and do things.
At her young age, her weight is already 4 times heavier than it should be at a healthy weight, and that is having a huge impact on her mobility. For now, Seana can still go to the bathroom by herself and shower, but that's pretty much the extent of it.
But it's already almost too hard for me to do all the time. So sometimes I think about just not doing it. But then when you're big like me and have all these folds, you chafe a lot. And then you get blisters and sores and that can get infected easily. So I push myself to just do it and get it over with. But I still can't really do it well and get to all the areas where I had to be careful about with all the sores and stuff.
As Seana still lives with her mother, who isn't home most of the time, she has to have a caretaker to do the chores around the house for her. Seana's weight also affects her confidence a great deal, as she struggles to find anything positive about her life due to how difficult it is just to exist at her weight.
I hate how my life is, but I mostly just hate my body. I hate my body more than anything in the whole world. I feel like a monster just walking around. My legs and my feet disgust me the most about my body. They don't even seem human anymore. None of me does. So I don't even want to look at myself at all anymore because I'm embarrassed at what I've done to myself in my life. I'm 22 years old. I should be like in college, partying, having fun, living my life. But I can't.
Her food addiction has totally robbed her of her youth. She's so young, which makes her story more difficult to hear. To put it into perspective, it's been less than 5 years since she finished school, and she's only been allowed to drink for less than a year. But while she's young, it also brings attention to the sheer volume of food she's been eating during this time. For many other stars of the show, they didn't reach 600 pounds until they were in their 30s or 40s. But for Seana to be in this situation at just 22 years old, it really demonstrates just how deep her addiction goes and how much food she's been eating. With reduced mobility, Seana relies heavily on family friend Derrigus to bring her all the meals, although he is less than pleased at the portion sizes he has to make for her.
Usually I start eating when Derrigus comes over to check on me. He brings me something to eat or he'll make it for me.
How are you feeling today?
My back hurts. Same old, same old.
Did you eat?
No. Can you get me some burritos?
Okay.
And hash browns?
Okay. How many do you want?
4
Okay.
burritos and
4 burritos and what?
6 hash browns.
But despite Derrigus's reservations about feeding Seana, it's the same excuse we see time and time again.
Because she eats when the sun come up and eats when it goes down. She don't know when to stop. Sometimes I feel helpless, but I don't want to see her hurt, so I give her what she wants.
But for Seana, food is the only thing she has to look forward to every day. Derrigus is more than aware of this too, and feels incredibly guilty for feeding Seana, knowing what it's doing to her body.
Once I'm eating, everything becomes okay. And it's hard to even describe what it really does for me. Because it's like it takes me to this whole other place. Eating to me is my safe haven. It just makes me happy. No matter how sad I am, it makes me happy. And I don't have anything else in my life that makes it feel that way. I always zone out when I have food. Like I'm in a trance sometimes. And I don't snap out of it until the food is gone. But then I just want more. So I can go back to that. Because it just makes it all better. I feel like no matter what I go through, food will always make me feel better. So how do you stop something that does that for you? You can't really. So after Derrigus feeds me, I find ways to keep eating.
And it's not even 10 AM when Derrigus leaves after making Seana breakfast, and she's already on the phone ordering a pizza. Her addiction runs so deep that every second of her day is spent eating, or planning her next meal. But where did all this come from? Why is Seana so deeply obsessed with food to the point that she's letting it destroy her life and kill her? Now, Seana had a rough childhood to say the least, which is like a lot of other My 600 Pound Life stars. Her dad was emotionally and physically abusive to her, to the point where she can't remember a time he wasn't screaming or hitting her.
Relationship with Seana's father was very traumatic for her as a child.
Hi.
He wasn't easy to get along with. And I should have walked away years before, but we stayed together for a while.
My mom never really knew how bad things were between me and my dad. She knew some of it, but most of what he did when we were alone. So I just kept it to myself because I didn't want to make my dad angry. Instead, when my father did things that hurt me, I would turn to food. It was all I could really do and all I had power over. Eating made me feel like I was going to be okay and that nothing was wrong.
To mask the pain, Seana began eating whenever she was upset, which turned out to be most of the time. By the time she turned 8 years old, Seana was 150 pounds.
The last straw was Shauna fell asleep in the backseat of the car, and he decided he was going to put a cigarette out in the gas tank. So we got into a fist fight out in the yard, and that was when I decided it was time to go. I mean, I could put up with all the junk he wanted me to put up with myself, but when it comes to Shauna, I wasn't going to let him try to kill her.
Now, when her parents separated, Seana thought she would finally have a normal life without her father around. But, surprisingly to her, her dad got custody of her over the summer breaks, so she ended up having to stay with him. The abuse would continue there, as Seana would return to her mother covered in bruises, saying that she got them from just playing around because she didn't want her mother to worry. The only thing that helped Seana was eating, so she continued her habit until she was well over 200 pounds by the time she was 10. As she gained and gained, Seana started to get bullied by her classmates. This just made everything worse, as it gave Seana another excuse to continue eating until she was over 400 pounds when she started high school.
But it was getting too hard for me to get around. And the kids making fun of me got so bad, I just couldn't take it anymore. I dropped out of high school when I was 16. But being out of school, I just got worse and so depressed that I had a mental breakdown. My mom had to take me to a mental hospital. When I was in the hospital, I had to tell the doctors why I was depressed. And I told my mom that about my dad and his abuse, and she kind of almost lost it.
I thought that once we left that he wasn't going to do it again because he would see that this is his only opportunity to visit with his daughter during the summers, so he wouldn't act that way. And apparently he continued, and she finally broke down and told me about it when she was 16.
Leaving the mental hospital, Seana started seeing a counsellor who tried to help her food addiction. But as she had nothing else to help her and was too depressed to find something else to cope with, she continued eating until she was over 500 pounds. The combination of being a high school dropout and morbidly obese meant that Seana's job opportunities weren't exactly great, so she spent all of her time at home, just eating. As Seana's mother was constantly on her back about seeing a counsellor and starting to lose some weight, she decided to move out so she could do what she wanted when she wanted, which I'm sure you can guess was just eating. Seana qualified for disability because of her weight and used that money to pay for rent and a car. But moving away from her mother was one of the worst decisions Seana could ever have made.
When I was 20, I met someone online and told him he could move in with me. And that didn't go well. It was okay at first, and then I found out he was a dopehead. He was addicted to meth, and that led to me getting addicted to meth too. And it just got worse because he started abusing me, physically and mentally.
And since she broke up with her abusive boyfriend, Seana has been living at home, yet again, doing nothing but eating.
My food addiction is killing me, and it's really scary because I'm afraid to go to sleep because of it. I just want to be a normal 22-year-old, and it sucks because I can't. It's a stupid body. And everything's getting harder and worse every day. So I can't keep living like this. Everything has to change. Everything. And I'm running out of time to do that. My mom keeps reminding me of that and telling me I need to go to Houston to see Dr. Now and try to get help. And I know she's right because I feel like a ticking time bomb. And if I think about it too much and what could happen soon, it terrifies me.
Now determined to help her in any way she can, Seana's mother encouraged her to go to Houston to see Dr. Now, even offering to drive her the long 12-hour journey. As Seana can't find a normal car, her mother has to rent a van that's big enough for her. And luckily, she just about fits. Now they've not even been in the car for 5 minutes, and Seana is already breaking open her road trip snacks. And her attitude about how the next 12 hours are going to go aren't exactly positive.
As long as I have food, I think I can make this trip. But I just hope the fast food places aren't too far apart on the road, because that's the only thing that's going to make this drive too much for me. But as long as I have some good food like this, I'll be alright, and I know I can make it.
The fact that she's relying on snacks and fast food stops to get through the journey is pretty ironic, considering she's literally on the way to go to her first weight loss appointment. Seana already has the paper packaging from what looks like 2 other fast food chains before she's already stopping for another.
And once I eat and rest tonight, I think I'll be ready to do this again tomorrow. But I know tomorrow we have to start really early, and we have to go even longer than today. I'll be able to handle it as long as we have places to stop to get something.
I cannot wait to get into the room. I am so
Right?
wiped out.
Seriously, I'm dying.
Now, one thing I did notice is that, likely because she's so big, Seana doesn't wear shoes or even socks, just walking around barefoot. After their overnight pit stop, the mother and daughter duo are back on the road and make the last 6 hours to Houston. And as you'd expect, Seana is still eating a crazy amount.
We've been back on the road for about 5.5 hours. So we're close to Houston and Dr. Now. But this day of traveling has been a lot harder than yesterday. And I'm in more pain. But my mom's been helping me stay distracted by getting me some good stuff to eat most of the day.
The fact that Seana's mother has been encouraging her to eat like this is insane, considering she is the one who is so concerned with her weight and is literally driving her to see Dr. Now. Now, her mother is clearly worried for her daughter's health, wanting to change her life before it's too late. But that makes you think, why is she enabling this behaviour? Now, finally arriving at her appointment with Dr. Now, Seana steps on the scales for the first time in years to see how much she actually weighs after ignoring it for so long, and the scale reads a shocking figure at 659 pounds. And as you'd expect, Seana is embarrassed and upset at the figure. For years, she's indulged in whatever she wanted, not caring about her own health. Seeing that number is definitely a reality check for both Seana and her mother, and hopefully her appointment with Dr. Now will put her on the right path towards losing weight. But as we'll come to see, that won't be the case. During her appointment, we learn a little bit more about Seana's eating habits once Dr. Now starts investigating the issues behind them.
All right, Seana, looks like you're at 6:59 today, huh?
Yeah.
And you only eat 22, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right, so tell me a little bit about yourself. Have you been heavy all your life?
Yes, sir.
All right. Have you tried to lose weight at any point in your life?
Yeah. But I just don't stay on the diets usually, honestly.
Why?
Like, I eat too much or I eat too little.
I don't think eating too little is the problem. But when you overeat, do you do that because you're hungry or you're stressed or what?
Usually either hungry or I'm just bored or depressed or something.
Okay, so you use food to cope. So, Seana, you need to learn how you're going to correct your eating habit, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's clear that food is a huge coping mechanism for Seana, and it's going to be extremely difficult for her to break that habit when she finds her comfort in eating.
My concern about Seana right now is that she doesn't seem very motivated to start turning her life around. And that makes me wonder if it's someone else pushing her to do this. Possibly her mother, because there seems to be a dynamic between them where Seana is still dependent on her mother like a child is. And if that's the case, we're not going to be able to make much progress with her unless we change that. But hopefully she will show me that she's motivated and ready to do what she needs by hitting her weight loss goal by her next appointment.
Now, back in Kansas City, Seana's weight loss journey has already gone downhill, and that's if he even thought it started in the first place.
Almost a month since I went to see Dr. Now. I've asked Derrickis to try and get me healthier meals and help me figure out a better diet. There's a lot of papers Dr. Now gave me with his diet and exercise on them. I'm not sure how, but I think they'll let them in a hotel on the way back home. And I've been scared to tell my mom or call Dr. Now and ask him for another one. But I'm hoping with how Derrickis is helping me that I'm losing as much as Dr. Now told me. And I'm also trying to do walking for exercises to build up my stamina. And I feel like that's all helping me a lot, because it's been hard.
The fact that she's lost the paperwork and is too scared to ask her mother or Dr. Now for another copy is just ridiculous. If she was really serious about losing weight, she wouldn't have lost them in the first place for one, and she definitely would call and ask them to send her another copy. Honestly, I think the issue here is that she's just too scared to read the diet plan in the first place because she doesn't want to start. Reading it would mean that she has to admit what she's been doing to her body all of these years and finally start to change. One Reddit commenter summed up this ridiculous excuse perfectly. Even the diet food that Derrickis is making her doesn't really look healthy. It's literally just sweet corn and potatoes. And it's crazy to think that Seana thinks she will lose any weight without following the diet plan Dr. Now gave her. Now, if Derrickis had made meals from the Fat Loss Kitchen cookbook, which you can get below from fatlosskitchen.com, he would have a much easier time knowing what to eat without Dr. Now's diet plan, because our meals are nutritious, delicious, and actually fill you up. If you want to get your copy of the cookbook, go to fatlosskitchen.com and use code Craig to get 15% off. And if you don't want to pay, that's completely fine. Every Friday, we send out a free recipe as part of our weekly newsletter, so make sure you sign up for that too. Thank you, let's get back into the video. One important fact about Seana's journey is that she can only do the weight loss surgery if she finds someone to move to Houston with, as she will need someone to look after her while she's recovering. The recovery from weight loss surgery is tough, and she will need quite a lot of rest. Most importantly, she will need someone to make her meals for her, someone who Dr. Now can trust to make the meals actually healthy. Otherwise, the surgery could potentially fail. She asks Derekus if he would consider moving in with her, and he's happy to go. However, he has to be paid by Seana's mother for his time being her carer. The issue with Dr. Now's weight loss plan comes back into question too, as Derekus doesn't understand why she doesn't just email Dr. Now and ask him to send it over.
I'm excited. But I wish I still had the papers he gave me that had all the diets and exercises on it.
So why haven't you called him and asked him, inform him on what happened?
Because I'm nervous and scared. He's gonna be like, this whole time you haven't had them? And I'm gonna be like, no. I mean, he's gonna be like, why? And I'm gonna be like, because I was so scared and nervous to call you. I thought you would just kick me out of the program altogether.
Or you could just tell him you forgot about him in a rental car.
And he's gonna be like, so it took you almost a whole month to realize that? I'm gonna be like, turtle mode activated. Like, I'm gonna be so scared.
Any way you look at it, you're gonna have to call him.
I know.
Her excuse just doesn't make any sense to me. The sooner she calls and admits she's lost it, the better. I couldn't even imagine being in her position and having to wait to drive all the way back down to Houston and tell Dr. Now that she's made no progress.
Like, my life literally rests in this man's hands. I don't want to call Dr. Now. I just don't want him to be upset. What I want to do is keep doing the diet I am now and make it enough. So I'm trying the hardest I can, but it's just not easy.
The fact that Seana thinks her life rests in Dr. Now's hands is half the problem. She thinks that it's up to him to fix her, which is why she hasn't reached out for another copy of the diet plan. Her belief that she can just lose weight without any sort of plan is insane too, and I'd love to see the plan she's following, if she's even got one.
It's been 2 months since my Dr. Now appointment, and I was supposed to be back for another one sometime last week, but I was too scared to go, because I never found the papers with his diet and stuff. So I've been just trying to figure it out without them.
Missing Dr. Now's appointment shows how just totally unbothered she is about her treatment after all. After Seana's mother finds out she's missed her appointment, she forces her to call Dr. Now and admit that she lost the paperwork. 2 entire months of wasted progress, all because she was too scared to pick up the phone and call Dr. Now. Even if she was really scared, she could have asked someone else to do it for her. But the reality is, Seana just doesn't care enough about it to even try.
Hi, can I please talk to Dr. Now's Arden?
Okay, ma'am, who's calling?
Shauna Collins?
Okay. Hello.
Hi, Dr. Now.
Hi, Seana. You missed your appointment, so if you're calling, I'm guessing you're still in Kansas City right now, huh?
Yes, sir.
So what's going on? You doing your diet and everything you need?
I'm doing my diet, I think. But, when I was coming back home, I lost the, papers you gave me.
So you lost the paper and you didn't call us to get another copy?
I was scared you would get mad at me if I called back and said I lost them.
Why should we get mad at you because you lost something?
I don't know, I just thought you'd get mad.
It looks to me that Seana is very childish and doesn't have the resilience to overcome her struggles. Yes, Dr. Now is frustrated that she's lost the paperwork, but he's more annoyed about the fact that she didn't say anything to him. But now that Dr. Now has emailed the files over to her, it won't be possible to lose them. Or will it? A month later, Seana is back in Dr. Now's office for her next appointment. During this time, she should have lost 50 pounds if she'd followed her diet plan. And it seems like we spoke too soon about the papers, as surprise surprise, Seana had lost them again. I don't even know how you'd lose an email because you can literally just search for it at the top. And yes, I know it's because she never even planned on looking at them in the first place. I wouldn't be surprised if she literally saw the email come in and just deleted it on purpose, just so she didn't have to look at it. Plus, the fact that she made Derekus drive 12 hours for her appointment knowing full well she wouldn't have lost any weight is just beyond me.
The papers Dr. Now sent me with his diet and exercises were a lot harder than what I was doing. But I tried to do what they said. But after a few days, I lost them again. I tried to reprint them, but I couldn't find the email. And I don't know what happened.
A quick side note though, it's good to see that Seana has finally found some shoes to wear. Now, ideally at this next appointment, Seana should be below 600 pounds. But when the scales read 658 pounds, which is literally a £1 loss, It's clear that Seana hasn't even tried to lose weight. I suppose it's a plus that she hasn't gained anything, but that shouldn't really be something to be proud of at this stage. The fact that Seana doesn't understand why she hasn't lost any weight is also a joke. I can't believe she's being serious here. And when Dr. Now asks the same question as us, Shauna's response is actually infuriating.
I didn't read the booklet because I lost it again.
You telling me you lost it again?
Yes, yeah,
The second time?
yeah,
You lost the email too?
yeah.
So why didn't you call me again and ask for it?
I was afraid you'd be mad at me.
No, I wouldn't get mad at you then, but I get mad at you now for doing nothing and wasting all that time.
Yeah.
And you haven't lost any weight. So what's the point of coming here and going back and coming back and not losing weight in all that time? So what is with that?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I guess it was just lazy on my part.
You want to kid yourself with the food? Be my guest. So why eat and lose weight?
I didn't put any effort in, I guess.
What do you mean?
I didn't do my part like I should have by calling you and telling you that I lost it.
You didn't do that, but couldn't you eat more appropriately? For you to be 650 pounds, you have to eat 7,000 to 8,000 calories a day to keep that weight down.
Yes, sir.
After a stern warning from Dr. Now, he sends Seana away with a new copy of the paperwork, including the diet and exercise plans. He's requested that she lose 80 pounds over 2 months, stressing that this will be her last chance to lose the weight before she's kicked out the program for good. With some stars of the show, they actually do the diet for a few weeks and slowly go downhill, but with Seana, she never even starts.
The past month has not gone anywhere like how I wanted it. Basically, my mom told me I had to move out and I had nowhere to live all of a sudden. So I basically had to pack everything and move out. My mom gave me a little money to try and help me transition to being on my own. And she also told me that she can't keep paying Derrickis to take care of me. And so I have no one to move to Texas with me now. So I feel like my life is just flipped upside down. I'm trying to figure out how to survive. And I'm scared because I feel really lost. I just feel bad and it's all my fault and I don't know what to do and I just feel like it's gonna all crumble down around me and I hate being by myself because I know whenever I'm alone I just feel like everything just goes spiraling out of control and I just don't know what to do anymore.
Struggling with her new living position and no longer having Derrickis to take care of her, Seana misses her appointment with Dr. Now. She's living in squalor pretty much. Her house is filthy and she's making absolutely no effort to do anything to fix her life. Seana has just accepted her situation and doesn't feel like making any progress. Concerned over her well-being from not hearing from her, Dr. Now arranges a video call appointment to check in on her.
Missed another appointment. So what's going on with you?
I don't know right now.
Is mom not with you anymore?
No, she moved to Arizona for work.
Okay. So what happened to Derrickis?
He abandoned me. He's left. It was just one thing after another.
The fact that Seana says that Derrickis abandoned her is also completely self-pitying, as he didn't abandon her, her mother has simply stopped paying him. How can she expect him to just keep looking after her off his own back without getting paid? And one YouTube commenter completely agreed with me. Derrickis abandoned her, gimme a break. Mom stopped paying him. And why hasn't she at least followed the diet? Well, like you'd guess, she's lost the paperwork yet again, or rather in this case, misplaced it.
You still have the diet?
Those are in the boxes I have packed, my stuff. I wasn't able to bring all my stuff with me, so.
Okay, so what good does it do packed up? Sharon, I think at this point you need to find a way to come down to Houston and be part of a program so we can get your weight down, because it looked like you're almost gonna hit 700 pounds and it's gonna be a BMI of over 100 and it's gonna be a very dangerous situation for you, okay?
Okay.
Now, in a last-ditch attempt, Shauna's mother agrees to help her move to Houston so that she can be closer to Dr. Now for support. Buying her a one-way ticket, Seana is dropped off at the airport and make her solo journey to Houston.
I'm really scared right now. I'm already starting to hurt a lot. I feel like my legs are giving out. This is really hard and it's more the activity I think I've had in a long time. This is already too much. I'm so exhausted, but I just hope I don't run out of energy before I get to the gate. I hope the rest of the way isn't going to be too hard of a walk. Still really nervous about getting on the plane. How that's gonna go. I just hope I don't get stuck in the aisle or can't fit in the seat or something. I'm very relieved I made it on. I'm really tired, but I'm excited about that. Being able to do that was my biggest fear. So I'm feeling better right now, and I'm just gonna try and not think about all the stuff I still have to do when I get to Houston. It all overwhelms me. My mom gave me money for a hotel that'll last me a little bit. And I have to make sure I lose the weight Dr. now says I have to lose before my appointment in a month. But right now, I just need to rest. And then when I get to Houston, I'll worry about it and figure it all out. Somehow.
It's a good job the flight doesn't look too busy, because there's no way anyone could sit in the same aisle as Seana, considering she's taken up almost 3 seats. Once landed in Houston, Seana spends the majority of her time cooped up in the hotel room, because she doesn't have any friends in the area to go out with. The first time she leaves the hotel is for her appointment with Dr. Now a month later, and once she's on the scales, Seana is down to 623 pounds, losing just half of what Dr. Now told her to. A loss is a loss, I suppose, and she's heading in the right direction. Pleased with her progress, Dr. Now gives her another 2 months to lose more weight before she qualifies for the weight loss surgery, and instructs her that she has to see a therapist to overcome her food addiction. Now, a few days later, Seana does see the therapist and opens up about all the abuse she went through with her dad, and how much she blamed herself because of it.
When we push through it, it's gonna give you access to stuff that you didn't have before.
I don't know how bad I know. I just want to go eat like a giant freaking pizza right now.
That's what you feel like doing?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay. But you gotta stand on the eating plan if you're gonna stay in the program and reach the next level, which is having the surgery, right?
Yeah.
So you should be doing everything you can to stay on the diet.
And it's clear from the session why Seana has a food addiction. It's because she runs to food as soon as she feels the slightest bit uncomfortable. It's easier for her to order a pizza to make her feel better in the moment than to actively work on the issues she's suffering from. To give Seana some healthier options to cope with her emotions instead of eating, the therapist suggests that she goes out for a walk instead, or do some physical activity to take her mind off it. And the therapy session seems like it ended pretty positively, but when Seana returns to her hotel, the bad habits take over again.
Because I feel like I'm struggling even more right now. Because when things come in my mind that I don't want in my mind, then I try to use something that's not food to deal with it. Afterwards, it's like it's worse. And the cravings are stronger. Kind of like my cravings punish me for trying that. So like I start to think about things my dad has said to me. I'll try to go for a walk to forget. But then after that, all I really want to do is eat as much as I can. Like the snack station here at the hotel lets you get things and charge them to the room. So that place has become my biggest temptation. But I'm trying to find ways to cope that aren't eating. But this is just hard. And part of me wishes I didn't start this process. Because I feel like it's kind of just blowing up in my face.
Having a full-on snack room in the hotel is just a recipe for disaster, as she spends a huge amount of time in there taking as many snacks as she wants. Especially as they're charged to the hotel room, which her mother is paying for, so there's no financial struggle there, so she can just eat as much as she wants, without footing the bill for it. Another month rolls by and Seana is back at Dr. Now's office for her appointment, and to no one's surprise, the weight loss plan has mysteriously disappeared yet again.
But it's been harder this time, with the therapy stuff, and I lost the diet again. So I'm doing it all off memory for the past few weeks.
It's obvious that the only thing Seana has memorized is the way to the snack room from her hotel room, because since her appointment over 2 months ago, she hasn't lost any weight, instead gaining 13 pounds. When Dr. Now questions what she's been doing all this time, it seems like Seana is trying to act like she's been reading the diet plan a lot, even though she's lost it, and makes up some food combinations she's been eating on the spot.
Do you still have the diet, or did you lose it again?
Honestly, I lost it again.
Are you serious? So we need to give you another copy?
Could you?
We give you another copy and read it?
Yes, sir.
At this point, I doubt that, because this will be the 4th copy we are giving you.
Seana clearly has never opened the diet plan once, and she is obviously straight up lying to Dr. Now that she's lost it. When asked about her exercise, she's not been doing much of that either.
Okay, so what do you do all day?
Play with my dog in the room, really.
You and your dog, huh?
Yeah.
So, no exercise?
Took her out sometimes, and I walk her out, and then I walk her back in.
It's really sad that Seana isn't taking care of her dog properly. Dogs need to be walked at least daily, and even when we got a look at her hotel room before, I noticed that there was a puppy pad in the room. I think that Seana isn't even letting her dog out of the room to go to the toilet outside and is just making them go to the toilet in the bedroom. I can't imagine not taking Bruno out for a daily walk, not to even mention keeping him locked up in a hotel room all day. That's just cruel, to be honest. And clearly she's not in a good place to be looking after an animal. Disappointed in the fact she's not qualified for weight loss surgery, Seana tries to pass the blame onto everyone but herself.
I'll try harder, but I'm frustrated because I don't feel like this is my fault. I think the therapy messed me up some. I'm so scared I'm gonna fail and mess this up. And it's terrifying to hear Dr. Now say I only have one chance left. Because without this, I'm doomed. I'm gonna die soon.
An entire year into the program, Seana is back at Dr. Now's office a month after her last appointment. And despite not losing the plan this time, her weight has increased dramatically. Now, Seana weighs more than when she started the show, gaining another 25 pounds, making her 661 pounds. Dr. Now is really disappointed, mostly at the speed in which she's gaining weight. Gaining 25 pounds in 1 month is disastrous, and Seana is going in the completely wrong direction, despite all the help she's received. Now, due to this, Dr. Now makes a tough decision to stop seeing Seana, as she's clearly not committed to the program and is wasting everyone's time. She's had an entire year to make a change, and after everything, all she's done is just gain even more weight. In order to come back to the program, she needs to lose at least 50 pounds to even be considered again. Despite this, Dr. Now allows Seana to continue with the therapy sessions and gives her some housing options in Houston. So if she does want to get back in the program, she will be in the right location to do so. Seana leaves us worse than when we found her, and a Redditor put this perfectly. After doing some digging, it doesn't seem like Seana made any progress after the show at all, actually gaining more weight and putting herself in an even worse situation. In an update from around February, a YouTube commenter wrote that Seana's weight had actually spiked to 720 pounds. It really seems like Seana was destined to fail from the moment we saw her on the show. She made no effort at all, not caring enough to change, and she blamed everyone for not losing the weight, but herself. On the plus side, Seana is still very young, and I really hope she'll find the strength to turn her life around before it's too late. And if you want to see someone else who was completely immature throughout their entire episode and had been treated like a baby for their entire life, click the video that's on your screen now. Make sure you visit fatlesskitchen.com to get your hands on my cookbook. Subscribe so you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.